So we continue our journey to 70 in hopes to become masters in Mythic Plus dungeons. I didn't know there would be so much danger along the way. It seems this will not be a cakewalk. And not only do we need to level our character, but level our mentality. On my heroic journey, I've been catfished on my Tinder date, almost murdered by a walking Christmas tree, and also participated in an intense game of freeze tag that for some reason didn't include the rats. Picking up where we left off, we were abducted by someone that's 1 foot tall in a Harley Davidson and taken right to a war council, where, quite honestly, I didn't listen to anything, but it seems like we're being shipped off to an island. And since I wasn't paying any attention, I'm super confused on why I'm waking up in a prison cell, but we soon escape and go back on another boat. And just like that, folks, we are back to helping people on an island. So let's slap a smile on our face and get to work. And it seems we have to tell some children to take their lunch break, as well as collect some supplies. We're of course rewarded with that sweet XP and a little bit of gold, but it's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something a little juicier, a way to possibly level up a little bit faster. And no, I'm not talking about this. Anywho, what do you know, we're back on a pirate ship and we're shoved in a barrel. And after a pleasant awakening from a flashbang, we are then shipwrecked on another island. Totally unrelated, but a little thing I learned was making a macro for my Rain of Fire, which makes me feel pretty cool, but is completely useless I think until I get to endgame. Anyway, we then find our shipwrecked buddy, who's completely enthralled by this little dragon thing, which of course we murder, and now we're stuck babysitting him while he's walking around drunk off his ass. Sayonara! I'm supposed to follow him, but he just completely vanishes out of thin air. After our buddy did his little vanishing act, I ended up not being able to find him and having to abandon the quest, which helped fix our little problem and our buddy reappeared. And after a little bit of dilly-dallying, he seems to kick it in high gear and gets on a move. After our buddy Flynn sobers up a little bit, he obviously gives me more chores to do and we end up saving a little town. During our little shindig, I learned to spell Havoc, and man, it is so satisfying to throw that on a target and hit Chaos Bolt. Since we've leveled up a little bit, we got some talent points to spend on some new spells, which makes questing a little bit easier. Also, now that we hit level 20, we can now enlist in War Mode, which apparently gives you a 10% increase in XP, which we're definitely taking and slapping on. But the shitty part is, we have to make our way to Stormwind to enable that, and we have to go through the long haul back. But this should allow us now to get some juicy XP from quests and killing mobs, so let's get to it. And right upon our return, we're enlisting a Fast and Furious scene, which I realize I have the slowest reaction times, and honestly this is a pretty useless chase since the person jumps right over the rail into the water. But oh well, doesn't matter, we're just back on our boat headed to a new land for more quests. And it seems our next place is going to be a little bit spooky, and we end up finding this little girl that wants to have a tea party. So obviously, we drop whatever we're doing just to help this little girl with her tea party. That doesn't seem spooky at all. And of course, we end up summoning a witch from hell and we have to defeat it. But with my new spells, this is a piece of cake. And this tea party guest goes down without a hitch. Since it seems we stumbled into Halloween Town, I discover a village where everyone's frozen in place, but for some odd reason, they can still talk. And it seems like they don't really care and they're having a great time. So since I'm in a heroic mood, I figure I should just help these people, and that entails picking up pig shit and killing pigs apparently. This would make a lot more sense to me if I actually sat down and took a second to read the quest, but I'm on a race to 70, so I don't have time for that. But along the way, I seem to stumble onto someone's personal diary, and it seems there is an irate wife that found her husband cheating. So I'm not even sure if I read the quest in the lore that I would make sense of any of this, because how does cleaning pig shit and a cheating husband work out? Anyway, I thought I'd go meet up with this crazy woman in the woods myself and see what she's all about. But it seems that I was catfished here, and she turned into a witch. Joke's on her though, I'm into that. She doesn't seem so into me, because she left my ass high and dry. Bad news for her though, I tracked her down since I slipped an air tag in her pocket, and she seemed pretty hostile, so I had to put her out of her misery. This seemed to solve our little freeze tag problem going on around the little town. Our next challenge was to kill a walking Christmas tree, and it was honestly pretty difficult, which made it quite interesting. Coming off our high, we decided to explore a little bit, and of course since this is Halloween Town, it seems to be a witch on trial, so we have to help her out. And to help her out, it seems we have to make her act human, and that involves having her cry, get stung by bees, and bleed a little bit. So we need to run around and run some errands for her. which is nothing special since pretty much every quest is like this so far. This one was a little different though, because I got my ass completely handed to me by these little piggies. After playing around as a Lego Force Ghost, we come back with our ingredients and start the witch trial. And it seems all the spectators are completely blind, because I just stand here in front of them helping this woman cheat. After helping our little witch lady friend escape death, we are off to the new adventures. Hopefully as we level up, we learn new abilities that help us grind through quests a little bit quicker. Now that we're 25, we have some pretty heavy-hitting spells, and we still have a while to go until we hit 70, so we have a lot more to learn, not just in terms of spells, but gameplay mechanics, dungeons, and maybe trinkets. I'm not sure if trinkets play such a big role in leveling, but at endgame I know they add on a lot of damage. But for the time being, it seems we're stuck on this little island until we hit about 60, maybe 61, and then we're off to the Dragon Isles, where hopefully we can grind to 70 as quickly as possible. And I might start incorporating dungeons here and there so we can maybe get leveling a little bit quicker. I'm not sure if it'll help out or if it'll be quicker than questing, or it might be quick if we do a combination of both of them. But I guess we'll find out.